Hey everybody, we're live. Lucy's here today. Hey Lucy, you saying hello to everybody? Yes, so today we're going to be playing with my new stencil design for October through PM Artist Studio. So we'll play with that a bit, and then I thought we'd just kind of do a mixture of, we'll kind of choose our own adventure, see what people want to do. If you're coming in, I don't see you yet, but hello, if you're watching the replay. I live stream most Wednesdays, well, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Hi, Dar. But this is my only live stream in October. So the rest of October, I'm going to be doing some videos, some pre-recorded videos, because I'm going away on vacation. And I have 3 out of 4 filmed, so I have 1 more to film. Hopefully I can get that done before I leave next week. Hi, Deb. No work today. Yay. Let me put this a little lower so you guys can see Lucy. There she is. Hey, Lulu. You're all fluffy. Lucy's going to get a grooming next Monday. Hi, Christina. Hi, Laverne. Hi, Zen Jen. I'm glad to see you. Sending you hugs. I'm wearing my turtle shirt for my mod Dar. She loves turtles. This is from Hawaii. I love this shirt. Did I say hi, Laverne? I don't recall. And the other thing I thought, one thing, I was watching Dee Dee this morning and she was showing her color journal, and I've always wanted to do a color journal. And she was showing some of the cards she gave away. So I won this one. This was from the Green Month. And this is 2022. And then on the back has one of her hand carved stamps, and it says Imagine. And then I won this pink one. There we go. I've got my camera backwards today, so the words will be the right side up. And then the back says, I think it says Imagine. Turtles. No, it says Chronicles. Hey, Dee Dee, I just showed your color cards that I won back in 2022. I've been saving to put them in my nature journal. I also got this lovely card from Teresa Peterman. She makes beautiful cards. And I got some happy mail. Hi, Belinda. Some happy mail from Dee Dee. I won some of those tracing color pages. I think my husband's going to try this one. I showed him the 3 options, and he said he'd be willing to try the one that's got like the most square type of things. And then some mushrooms. I might bring those on vacation, and he can do them on vacation. And then this one is a dragon. I thought that was too difficult for him. But it says, let your mind rest, let your hand dance. So that's kind of cool. Lucy, where are you going? Where are you going? Hi, Zena. Good to see you. Everybody's been talking about Inktober. I'm not doing Inktober this year. I didn't do it last year either, but I pulled out my Inktober 2019, and I think I also have 2020 in here. So I'm going to show that at the desk, and I've got some other things to show at the desk. Someone's getting squirmy wormy. So I'm going to let Lucy out, and then we're going to go over to the desk. Right, Lucy? Okay, so I'm going to put her down first, and then you guys can watch her waddle out. So I'm going to turn you guys around. If you get seasick, please close your eyes. Oh, this is getting harder to get out. You want to go out, Lucy? You want to go outside? Well, not outside. You want to go downstairs? Okay. We'll see you later. See you later. Bye. Hi, Diane Bell. Hi, Jen Wren. I see you're a stalker, according to Zena. All right, so I caught a cold. I don't know if you can tell from my voice, but I have a cold. It got pretty bad on Monday. I kind of woke up and it got worse and worse and worse. And yesterday I started to feel a little bit better, so that's good. All right, I'm just going to pull up my YouTubes here so I can see the notifications. I can see it says something went wrong. Okay, I got to reload. Got to reload myself for myself. I'll show you guys a few things. Oh, I forgot to bring my Inktober book over here and my stencil. Oops. Oh, I forgot to show these as well. Okay. Yada da 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 da. Okay, let me pull up YouTube. There we go. Okay. So Dee Dee also included these little vellum stickers, which I thought would go really good in this journal. So we're going to look at that in a second. And then this is my new stencil design for October. It only comes in 9x12 and it's called Birch Forest. So we're going to play with that in a bit. Hi, Beth. Hi, Christina. Beth sent me some a list of Egyptian names. So thank you very much, Beth. Let me adjust my camera a little bit. I think I have to bring it towards me a bit. Last week, my camera was kind of wonky. Yeah, Christina, she's like, well, how come you're not coming with me? I found these at the Dollar Tree, and they're just postcard size. They're very glossy, but they were really fun. I thought those would be fun in a giveaway, like these gummy bears, popcorn. Who doesn't love popcorn? Some pineapple guys, some sushi. That's going to go in my Japan journal. Pizza. So this is at the Dollar Tree. And even though we have a mail strike in Canada, let me give this one away today. I'm still going to do my giveaway today, but it won't get mailed until after the strike resolves. I'm going to give away these burgers because I don't eat burgers. But so this is going to go, we'll put in a couple postcards in the giveaway today. Yes, it is an Egyptian journal. I'm going to show you, we started that last week, and I'm going to show you what I've done in it thus far. So I'm going to put that with the giveaways. We'll show that in a second. I bought these silicone tools from that Amazon place. So those will be fun on the gel plate. I've been meaning to get some of those for a while. And I was going to show, Dee Dee was showing stencil butter today. I have the seashell, Sally sells seashells by the seashore stencil butter, which is like white. And you can colorize it with other, like with powders. Fern and champagne gold. This champagne gold is gorgeous. So I'm going to show, I'll do something with that today. Zena's been collecting to make an Egyptian journal. Cool. So this is the start of my Egyptian journal. So last week, everybody voted they wanted the cat napkin on the cover. So I went ahead and glued that. That was sent to me by Zandra. And then she also sent me these 3 wax seals. So what I did is I cut out a pyramid from the collage soup book that I have, and I glued that on there, and then I glued on these seals. Hi, K-Berg. Yes, that's from a napkin. And then so the other side is my nature / Art Nouveau Dee Dee inspired journal. And then I thought there's no way I'm going to finish that whole thing. So I was explaining last week, I decided to turn it over and around and make the other side an Egyptian journal. Maybe Dee Dee, I'm not sure. Okay, so I'll show you what we did, what I've done since you guys last saw me. So this was the alternate idea I had for the cover. So I put it on here, and that was done with my bridge stencil. And then this is a die cut that Zandra sent me. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Try to zoom in. Let's see how that is. So I stuck that on there. And then this piece here, like I found there's an extra piece that went on top of his collar and an extra piece there, but I couldn't figure out where this piece goes. Like it doesn't go on this ear. It doesn't go on his eye. I don't know where it goes. So I just kind of left it out. And then this page here, this is from Joanne. And then I wrote out Egyptology, my name, my channel name, and then the year I started this journal, and then I'll put the year I finish it. And then that's another Xandra wax seal. And then this, I don't know if you guys remember this piece, that was a flop off of the stencil and of the Bridge suspension eye stencil, and then a rub off of that hieroglyphic stencil that Xandra had given me. But it was on white copy paper, so I dyed it with some stuff to make it sort of bluish and purplish. And then I just used inks to colorize the pages. So I used just archival ink around the edges, and then my King Art crayon around the very edge. So that was fun. I did that this morning. This page, I want to use this one and then this cutout, but I think I'm going to put it on the other side. So I'll just have that by itself. And then I thought I would do like this, like a pocket, have this in a pocket that comes out. And I can't decide if I should do like a heart pocket. Like that might be cool as a pocket. I would cut it out as a heart shape. Or this one here, you can fold it up to make an envelope. So I could make that a pocket. So what do you guys think? And then I would ink the background, put this somewhere probably. Hi, Nanimo. So do you guys think, do you guys vote for the eye as a pocket or the temple? I'll let you guys can let me know. That was a jelly print from last week. And then this was the one, the good pull, the main pull, the main attraction from last week. And I was really happy with it. And I glued down these ephemera pieces that we fussy cut. And I showed my hubby and he said, wow, that's really cool. The eye, Jenren says the eye, Belinda says the eye, Diane says the temple. Okay, well, I'll have to count back the votes. And then I went ahead and did the background with inks. And then I found this other stencil that was also very Egyptian. And that's a PM Artist Studio stencil as well. Where's the, I don't have the cover sheet for it, but it's in their stuff. Excuse me. I might cough every now and then because of my cold. And then this, I did a circular stencil behind here, but I don't know where that went at the moment. And then this was some washi tape stuff that Xandra had sent me. And then I cut out the edges of this using just the simple crafting Provo Craft decal edge to make the edge look, I did that on this other one too. I used the decal edge there and some inking. And that's, I think I told you that's a seal. So I used that, and then I inked, and I thought we could use the stencil butter through this on one of these eyes, or just maybe like overlapping or something, maybe on the bottom or over here. We could use the stencil butter, maybe down here. That would be cool. Put it down in there. So we're gonna keep that as a to-do, and that's what all I've done so far. And then that's ephemera sent to me by Joanne. So we're gonna do that in a minute. I'm gonna put that aside. So we'll work on that. And then I also want to show, I just use tape to stick down the gel prints in that journal so that it wouldn't get all wrinkly or warpy from the glue. And I'll just do a quick flip through of my Inktober 2019. So I did a cat theme. I do have a flip through of this book on my YouTube channel. Actually, it's the first video I ever did. So if you want to know how each of these were made, I like this one. You could check my very first YouTube video. Hi, Kathy Arbor. So I did a cat a day. That's when I did my first hand carved stamp, and I did it my logo, and that's what my logo today is based out of. I brought it into Procreate and cleaned it up. So I think you guys can see that okay. So I'm not going to get into detail. I'm just going to do a quick flip of this. But this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. And one day I will do Inktober again. Hi, Alyssa. This one's very Terry Runyon inspired. That's on Daniel Smith gold watercolor ground. I do like drawing. Another Terry Runyon inspired. And look, see, even back in 2019, I loved Egypt and aliens. That was fun. That's Yupo. No, it's alcohol inks on photo paper. So just I do a little trip down memory lane, show you guys this. This was my intro into YouTube world. This is the same one done 3 different ways. I think I like the black and white one the best. And I also love space. Oh, I'm glad I pulled this out. This made me chuckle. Oh, and this is dedicated to Dee Dee. Coffee, art, and cats in the morning. And that was alcohol ink of my markers on Yupo, and that was my cat, my Devon Rex cat. Her name was Abby, and that was a reference was a photo I have of her. So that was 2019, and then I think I did Inktober one more time in 2020, and what I did was I did a Zentangle Inktober. So I used the Elegant Writer to make kind of like the outline and blended it, and then every day I would do just one pattern. So this is week 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That would have been the week. And these are inspired by Janet. I hope you guys, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna just kind of go up and look at my camera. And then this is a flower. So each of these cards represents a week. Hi, Casey. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I guess. And oh, I guess it goes this way. Week 4. So that's my Zentangle Inktober from 2020. I'll put these in order. So happy Inktober for those of you doing it. I know Dee Dee's doing Inktober, and Janet's doing, I think she's calling it Stinktober, or I don't know if I'm calling it that, but it's basically more butts, more of her butts. Hi, Kathy Berg. Did I say hi to you? I don't remember. Okay, so I will do Inktober one more day, one year, not today, 1 year. And then this is going to be the giveaway today. So this is going to be, that's a little stencil, the ephemera from Joanne Newman. This is one of my digital designs in Devon Rex Digital. This is a fun little sticker with googly eyes. This was the embossed baby wipe card I did after being on Diane Messy Palettes channel. So that's going to be one of the giveaways. And then the other giveaway, yeah, Beth, it was not as overwhelming doing it just one component a week. That same stencil, another little Egyptian card, Devon Rex Digital, a different sticker. You're the best part of this pit with the googly eyes. And then this we had done, I didn't date it. I'll put a date and sign it before I mail it out. So that's going to be the 2 giveaways. Yeah, I have to date those. This one said, love yourself as much as ladies in commercials love yogurt, meats, and stuff. So those are going to be the 2 giveaways today. And then, like I said earlier, this is my only live stream in October, and I'm going on a trip to Japan. So when I come back, when I'm gone, I'm going to have videos releasing. I have 3 done. Hopefully I'll get a 4th done. But when I come back in November, I'll do a giveaway, because I like to do giveaway at the beginning of each month. And the giveaway will be hopefully stickers and stuff that I got in Japan for you guys. And what else was I going to say? Oh, so I can't mail the giveaway we're doing today. That won't get mailed until the Canadian mail strike is over. So hopefully by the time I get back, that mail strike will be all done. Yes, I will do a giveaway and a art haul. I'm hoping to get like at least 1 Japanese coloring book, and then some Kuretake products. Janet wants me to get a traveler's notebook. I don't know if that's going to happen. Hi, Art Junkie Shannon. Okay, so I'm not going to clean off the bits. This is from our Egyptian gel print. But I'm going to go ahead. We're going to do a medium haul, just like we do with the Egyptian one. We're going to do medium haul of my new stencil, which is Birch Trees. And I think, Dee Dee, you're the one who told me you should do birch trees. So I did birch trees. Okay, I also bought at that Amazon place, this was on sale, the Golden Open. So I already had the black and the ultramarine blue, but this set had the titanium white, and then smaller tubes of these other ones. So the manganese blue hue, oh gosh, it's upside down. Cadmium red light, cadmium yellow primrose, alizarin crimson hue, ultramarine blue, which I already had, but that's okay, sap green hue, and yellow ochre. And then it also has this open thinner. So I can use that with other paints to make them more open too, right? Currently, to make things more open, I've been using this gloss glazing liquid, slow drying extender for acrylic colors. But I'm always lazy. I'm too lazy to get it out. So let's start. I want my birch trees to be white. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here. And I'm going to grab a roll-off sheet or 2. So I'm not going to be really doing any, well, my videos, I do have some Halloween themed videos that I've got, well, at least one I've got ready, and then one I know what I'm going to do. I just have to find time to do it. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to use the white, because I want my birch trees to be white. My husband loves birch trees. Okay. I could do it either way, because this is a 9x12. So I could put it down this way, but I'm going to put it this way. And let's do it like that. And sounds okay so far, guys? I'm just putting myself into all chat. I told my husband, I said, I don't want to go away in October again, because I miss doing Halloween stuff. So there's a negative of our print. Let's just double duty this. turn it over and do it again. But I like being home for October so I can do all the fun Halloweeny crafty things, right? So that's a fun painty paper. I kind of double dipped it. And then I thought I would do orange. And then I'm going to do blue. So we have sort of like a sunset vibe. Orange. So I hope I don't sound too sick. Hello, Sam Jackson from BC, Canada. You're a province over from me. Welcome to our chat. Okay, and I'm just gonna do some. So we're trying to push it into the openings so that we get little bits of orange in our final print. You know what, maybe I'll use some medical exam paper. Let me just cut some. I should have pre-cut this. Oh, I should have done black. We'll do black next. And then maybe we'll do orange again. Usually I like to do black as my first color. Okay, let's do black. Hi, Kate. Oh, I already said hi to you, Casey. Hi, Jackie. Are you working today, Casey? I know last week you were here, but you had to go for work. That's a lot of black. It's going to be very Halloweenish. I think I'm just going to kind of overlap this. Might be crazy. Might be cray-cray. If you're watching the replay, thanks for coming. And for those here, I appreciate you coming to hang out with me live. And I know we can't all be here during the live episode. If you miss me and you want to watch the replay, I really appreciate that. So this one, we're going to get 2 prints off of it. Ooh, I do like where it overlaps with the orange. See that? It's kind of cool. Let's just do a white one. Just a copy paper. You're watching on your lunch break. Now, it looks like maybe it's just because this is crooked. Looked wonky again. Okay. Ooh, that's very birch tree, isn't it? That looks like birches. Okay, I had to put this someplace to dry, and then we can always look at them after. Okay, so we got, let's do this manganese blue hue in fluid. This is my first time playing with the stencil. And I should have got my paper ready first. I like that brayer off. Let me cut another one of these medical exam papers. Speaking of medical exam paper, you always know that I I recommend Jackie Bernardi quite a bit, and she recently did an interview on Beyond the Brayer, and it was a really good interview. I recommend you check it out if you're not familiar. I will link it below. Ooh, look at that. That's very birch tree-ish, isn't it? I like that. So you get some of the black, some of the paint coming off the stencil surface. That's cool. All right, let's do pink. This is a fluorescent pink. And then I have to think about what my final pull color is going to be. I do like when I get a new stencil, I do like doing like one of these mid hauls to kind of break it in and get a feeling for the stencil. And you get like a bunch of prints from one session. That would be good in a spooky Halloween forest. That gives me spooky Halloween vibes. Thanks, Linda. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to do the final pull with, I think, like a teal or an aqua. So I'm going to pull this away. So that's going to be, ooh, I like it. That's going to be our print. Now there's lots of white on this, and this is that white that is open. So I'm going to put that to dry, and I need to find a spot to put this. And I don't have to hurry because it's open, but maybe one of my blue dyed papers would be cool. Let's find maybe this one. That would be cool to put that on there. I should have a sheet protector though, because I don't want to get paint all over my background here. So I'm going to just press that on here. And because this is open paint, the white paint is open, it stays dry, it stays wet longer. It gives us a bit more time to do stuff. Ooh, I like it. Very subtle. Very subtle, but I like it. I like how the other colors squished through. Okay, I'm going to put these to dry over here. Okay, and then I think I still have more paint on this. So what if we do like a rub off onto here? Now sometimes you have to be, depending on the stencil, you have to be careful when you're doing like a rub off, right? Depending which way the connectors are. So we don't have a lot of paint left on this actually. I don't feel like I'm getting a bunch off. So be gentle with your stencils. Like I said, this one, see if you, there's like, this is like a little finger. So if I went that way, I almost bent that. So you have to be kind of careful. Maybe just do little circles. Or just little smushes. And of course you don't have to clean your stencils. I need more wetter baby wipe. Bye, Zena. Good luck with your appointment. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. Okay, I'm just going to gently, so I'm not pushing very hard right now. I'm just gently hitting the surface. Just to get some of that paint off. I don't have to get all the paint off, but it's new. I want to keep it somewhat newish. Okay. So that's kind of meh. That's not very good. What if we do, is this paint still, yeah, this paint's pretty much dried on there. But I wonder if we did one more pull, could we get some of that off? Need another stencil here. We just put this on top and we use fluid. Let's see what happens. Hey, Kristen, good to see you. So I'm not sure this is going to lift stuff off, but it's worth a try. I like that brayer off just the way it is. And let's use the 32-pound hammer mill just to see. I don't think I'll be able to leave it on very long though. It'll rip. This is my 8x10 plate. So not a lot came off there, but we do get kind of like another birch, kind of gives birch vibes, doesn't it? This is a weird idea. What if we take some black? What if we take some black? Thinking, what if we just use this silicone spreader that I just got? And we just kind of do some of this. I don't know. This might be crazy. Oh, my stomach. Ah, that's too much. And then we use some matte medium and do the same thing. I don't know. I didn't think this is not planned. Okay, and let's use some matte medium. Oh gosh, that was loud. Even my ears. So that's good. The black is still wet, so it's going to smush it. But let's get a medical exam paper ready and see what we get. So Kristen said her grandpa was a foreman at Georgia Pacific Hammer Mill. That's cool. So what state is that in? I wonder if we can get 2 pulls on this. So we have some smushy birch trees. Let's see if we can make, before I show you that, I'm going to do it one more time. Try to do them side by side. See if we can get more. So if you have Carnival wet strength paper, that works well for this. This is medical table, like exam paper. It's very sturdy. Tracing paper works well. Okay, we're starting to get some of the blue off. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just not pull it off all the way. Thanks, Aunt Jan. I just saw that. I'm going to do another layer of this. See, I want to get some of that, see if we can get some of that blue to lift off of those trees. And the matte medium is basically like a glue. Okay, I'm going to put it back down. This could be a mistake. Bye, Casey. Okay, so I'm going to let that, because I don't think this paper is going to rip. I'm going to let it sit a little bit longer and see if it pulls off more of that blue. So we have this print. This is a brayer off. That's a brayer off with a wipe off. That's a like pressing in the openings. This is the one where we flopped the stencil off onto blue dyed paper. And I did that using a technique that I learned from Debbie Epps. That's cool. And then this was, again, just a, I don't know what you call it, part of an interim print. And then we have our pink one. And we have this one. I think it looks better. This looks better this way. I like that. And then we have this one that we layered the black over the orange. And that is still drying. So I'm going to put it over here. So now we're just going to wait, because this is open, it's going to take a while. We're going to wait for our main print to dry, like our base to dry. And then I think I'm going to pick it up with teal to fill in the edges, but it's also going to fill in the tree. So I'm not sure. I could be fancy and once this is dry, add pan pastel to the openings, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, let's see what happens if this sat on there long enough to pull anything up. Oh, nope, it's ripping. I said it wasn't going to rip, and it ripped. Okay, so now I think I have to wait for that to dry fully because the tissue paper is ripping. And I said it wasn't going to rip. So I'm going to just let it dry fully, and then we'll see if it rips or if we have to like scrape it off. Hi, Nancy. Well, I didn't think that would rip, but I guess it's pretty sticky. Part of it, the edge isn't ripping. I'm hoping maybe once it dries it won't rip, but maybe I just made a big mess. Live and learn. Learn from my mistakes, people. Learn from my mistakes. But we'll see. We'll see if it's a mistake. We're gonna let that dry. Let me just put the fan on over here. And then I'll give you guys an option of what we want to do. I've got a couple ideas. Nancy did some gel printing last night, had to sacrifice a couple pulls due to sticking as well. And she's eager to see if allowing the paint to dry prevents the sticking. Yes, we will see. Because usually that medical exam paper is pretty robust, but okay. So, well, one thing we're going to do is we're going to do some stencil butter here. And then the other thing I thought we could do is when I made this embossed card, I could do one of this style, but I would use this Inky Babywipe And then I cut out, this was on an Inky page that I stamped my chair stamp on. And I thought it would be cute to have this girl that I think Joanne Newman sent me that. We could have her sitting on this chair and we could emboss this Inky Babywipe with, I had a couple ideas, with one of these embossing folders. So let's do the stencil butter first. Okay, so I was thinking on this page, because there's lots of gold over here and there's no gold here, so we could either put the eye up here. We could offset it, or we could put it exactly on this one. I feel like offsetting it a bit. If we do that. Diane said, I've had that happen when it's still wet. Hard to be patient. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to use some washi tape to tape that down. Oops. So when your washi tape does this, when it rips, what I do is I use my heat gun to kind of soften up the glue. And then hopefully it'll come off better. Just wondering, is that going to look weird to have her down here and the eye up here? Maybe we should just do this on another page. I'm not convinced. I think this needs something, but I don't know if it needs this. But I really want to do the stencil butter. Okay, let me see if I have another stencil that's going to work. Or what about the hieroglyphics stencil from Zandra? If I can find it. I should open those. Open. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm looking for, sorry, I got distracted. Ooh, I have this. Oops. Ah! I have this stencil we haven't used yet. This one. That would be cool. We could put it over here so we have more like a cluster. Let's do that. Let's do this eye here. Thanks, Jackie. Hi, Joanne. You'll have to watch the beginning back. I did a flip through of the progress in my journal. Okay, now I heated this washi tape up and then I didn't pick it up right away. But here, so here you can see how now it works a bit better. So I'm going to tape off this, because the problem with the stencil butter is it can go, it's thick, but it can kind of go underneath the stencil. Oops, I don't want to. So I want to tape it off. Hi, Penka. Yes, I need an assistant. Lucy, come help me. So the New Year's Streamathon, I let Royal know that I can participate, and I was thinking I would do, because New Year's Day is Wednesday, which is my regular streaming day. So I said, can I do my regular time? And he said yes. And the reason I was waiting to decide is because we actually have my sister-in-law and her husband coming for Christmas, and they're going to be here over New Year's. So I might see if I can get my sister-in-law to stream with me. Okay, so you put some of the stencil butter on your spatula, And you can't go back and forth. You have to kind of pull through and just kind of be careful. This stencil is Moon and Maker stencil from Stencil Girl. So it's a little bit thicker than the Yupo stencil that you get from Puma Artist Studio. So if you can just be really careful and just try to smush down. See, I should have taped off a bit further there. So this is going to be a little bit thick. It's going to take a bit to dry. So you're kind of like icing a cake. Okay, so that's pretty good. And then you pull up carefully. And then there's our stencil butter. This is the gold one, which is gorgeous. Let me get something to do a wipe off of this other stencil before I bring that up. I need something black. Here, I'll bring that up in just a second. But I've got this extra deli paper here, so we can kind of use up some of that. So I'm pushing. This one might be a little bit smoochy. I'm just going to kind of scrub it around a little bit. So this is thin paper, this deli paper. It's quite thin. This is the black deli paper that Dee Dee sent me. So let's do another one here, because you do have to clean off your stencil right away. Otherwise it will build up and be a problem. So that one's more opaque than this one. And let's do, I think we can get one more here. I'm just trying to clean off the stencil and use that product. You guys know I like to use up my product. If you're gonna buy it, you gotta use it. Okay. Hi, Lexi. Yeah, we're doing a little bit more in the Egypt book. I showed what I've done since last week. Just taking the washi tape off that, and then just gonna dry that or wipe it just a little bit more. Okay, that's pretty good. So now we have this one we can tear out and use as a piece of ephemera. This one's a little less opaque, and then this one's a little less opaque even still. Hope you guys can see that. And let me just cut that off so that I'm going to put it in the drying section. So we're waiting for our, oh, the fan died. There we go. We're just waiting for our, oh, boo, the fan died again. I guess I had to plug it in. So that is the champagne gold stencil butter. Just want to show, Dee Dee was showing hers today. And this one's my favorite. I only have 3, but I just really love this one. So here is that eye we just did. Once it's dry, we could ink it a bit to get more depth, but see how shiny? I just felt like this side needed some gold to go with the other side. So I have this eagle, like this is like an eagle god looking this way. So I thought it was fun to have one that was more like a manifestation of that eagle god looking at looking the other way, looking at each other. Okay, and then I can't put that on top of there. And then you have to let that dry. So I can't play in here while that's drying. I'm going to plug in this fan and let's work on this little card here. And even though our Canada Post isn't working, we're going to go ahead and do a giveaway today, but just know that it's not going to get mailed out for a while. Let's see how that tissue's doing. Okay, I don't know. We'll see. I think it's going to be, I have to rip it off. Okay, so for the baby wipe texture, I'm going to let you guys vote. Do you guys want this pillowy one? This one here, behind there? Or do you want the rose one? And then we could ink them in black or another color. Or do you want this sort of swirls and curls? So you have to envision the baby wipe's going to be behind the chair. Swirls and curls is kind of spooky. Pillow is kind of classic. Then we could put stickles where the dots are. And then this is, I don't know, this is a generic one, rose. So I'll let you guys pick. So thanks, Dar. Dar posted the Rose post about the streamathon. Hey, View. Alyssa says pillow. Joanne says swirls and curls. I'm going to have to do a tally. Okay, so one pillow, one swirls and curls. Hi, Rhonda. So we got one for this one for that one. Penka says swirls. Belinda says swirls. Laverne says swirls. So I think we're going to go with swirls. We got several votes for swirls. So this is super easy. You just need some cardstock. Let's see. That's a good size. That's just a 4x6 postcard. And then we're going to glue that on there. And I might leave the edges. I think what we'll do is we'll put it down so that the edges are a little bit wonky. And we'll cut it. Where do I want it? I don't know if I like the green as much. We'll do it on this side here. Okay, so I'm going to put the double-sided tape on top of this. I'll make it a... So this is kind of a mishmash stream. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Okay, so I'm going to just... cut that. So you want, well, the way I do it, you want the baby wipe to be adhered fully onto the fabric. In this case, we're using an Inky Babywipe. And then let me use my smaller tape for that. Sorry, I'm so quiet. I'm trying to think if there's anything new. If you're just coming in, this is my only live stream in October. We're going to do a giveaway, but it's not going to get mailed until the postal strike resolves, or November. November at the earliest, because I'm away for the rest of October. And then when I come back in November, we'll do another giveaway, which will be stickers and stuff from my Japan trip. I'm serious with that tape. Yes, you've got to get it all stuck down. You can use that, when I was on Diane Messy Palettes, we were talking about what other things you can use, especially if you want to sew in it. You can use that fabric fuse iron-on stuff. You can use Fabri-Tac. Okay, I'm going to just put this, actually we'll just do it this way. Yes, I mean business. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to make it so that it's going over the edge a bit. Okay, I'm going to take my microphone off for a second because I feel a cough coming on. Okay, hi Apple. All right, so then we're going to cut that. I'm not going to cut it straight. You want it kind of wonky. It's going to cut it kind of weird. And then we're going to put it through the embossing machine. Okay, and let me go get my big shot. And if you want, you have to pay attention if you want which way the indent, the emboss and deboss is. So if you want kind of the regular way, you put the logo at the front, but you could go for the debossed way as well. But I think, you know what, let's do the debossed way because I think that would be cool. Okay, I'm going to do it sort of upside down. Let me get my big shot. Whoops. And I'm hoping those birch trees are going to dry before the end of the stream. Okay, so I got my... Now my friend Linda, who is my Stampin' Up! Instructor, demonstrator, she says to spray your cardstock. So I'm just going to spray this off camera. And then I'm going to put it in here like so. Hopefully the whole thing is, try and make the whole card in there. It's a bit hard because of the overlap. So we'll just do the best that we can. Okay, and then you have to make your sandwich. And I never know what to use as my sandwich, so I always kind of do trial and error. So I've got the magnetic platform, and let's do this, and let's see, where's my top plate? I need my top plate. Okay, and then I see if it feels too tight. That feels too tight. Let's take this out. Let's put this thinner one in. We're looking for the Goldilocks zone. Oh, that still feels too tight. Wow. Let's take the magnetic plate out and do the regular plate, which is I think a little bit thinner. Try that. And that's not tight enough. So I'm going to put this little silicone mat here under there. That should do the trick. There we go. Linda always says to always roll it through with the folded side going in. Don't roll it back because then you'll break your embossing folder. That's Linda saying. If it's a 3D, use a base plus the thickest plate, or use regular. I can't remember all that. And then with the baby wipe, it you know, it's a bit thicker. So there we have our embossed baby wipe plate. See, so this would have been the regular way, but I did it backwards because I thought we could maybe use some black ink, and then the swirls will be lighter, or maybe purple ink. Let me move that out of the way. This might be one of the only, well, this will be the only live Halloween thing I'm doing, but I did pre-record at least one Halloween video that's going to come up when I'm away. Hi, Dana. Hi, Carrie. Sleep? Yes, you need to sleep soon. All right, so do we want, we're going to put her on there and that on there. Do we want, let's just do black and see how it looks. So I'm just going to use a black ink pad. I should zoom in a bit. Oops, sorry. And I'm just going to rub this on top. But we still get the nice softness of the baby wipe. So to me, this is very tactile. Like, it's really quite pleasing. All right, so we're going to put her there and her there. But I feel like we need something to ground her. So maybe we do purple ink on the bottom. So Carrie, I worked on my Egypt journal, and we're in the process of doing a long, well, mid-haul of my new Birch stencil. And I'm looking for my purple ink. I wanted my, where is it? Okay, well, let's just use this distress ink then. So I'm just gonna kind of make like a floor for her. That's kind of cool. I like it. Hey, Mikey, he likes it. Okay, let's glue her down on there. So if I'm missing anybody, it's not on purpose. Please just, you know, put your hand up in chat and I will try to see you. I'm going to glue her onto here first. That's from my chair stamp onto inky paper. I can show that. I have 3 different chairs. To me, this one's the spooky one. And then I have one that's kind of like retro vibes. And I have one that is kind of more like vintage, if you're into vintage things. I can pull those out in a second. Okay, we're gonna glue her on here. And thank you, Joanne. I think, pretty sure you sent me this creepy girl. And we're gonna glue that onto there. Rhonda was asking about embossing fabric. Yes, so I have a video about it from, I don't know, 3 years ago. I also did a live stream recently with the Messy Palette, and I did this technique using the double stick tape, and she did some other techniques that were very interesting. So I would recommend probably checking out that live stream that we did on her channel. Yeah, this is a baby wipe, an Inky Babywipe. And at the beginning of last week, I showed all the Inky Babywipes I keep. Now I'm going to have to weigh that down to get everything to stick, especially on this distress part here. So I'm going to put this like that. Actually, let's put it upside down. And then, you know what, we'll do Stickles. I'm just going to weigh that down for a bit, and then we'll do a Stickles border around that and find some snarky or scary stuff. So let me, I'm just going to grab that. And put that under a book, and then we'll add some Stickles. Just going to weigh that down for a little bit. All right, let's see how our, ooh, it's still very dry, very wet. I keep saying the opposite of what I mean. And that tissue paper looks very stuck. Okay, I'm going to see if my fan is, we can get that fan going on there. Okay, how are we doing for time? Okay, got about 40 minutes. I hope that that birch tree one, open paint dries up. Let's do our giveaway while we're waiting for stuff to dry, hey? We've got our stencil butter eye, Egyptian eye that's drying. We've got our spooky card, and we've got our birch trees drying. So let's do our giveaway. Pull this out here. And I gotta wipe my hands, get out my giveaway rules. So I'll show you the giveaway in just a second. So it's gonna be, I'm gonna type in go. After I type in go, you enter a number between 1 and 100. Don't erase any numbers. No numbers after I type stop will count. You have to be in all chat to see the actual order. I'm gonna use a random number generator, and the first two numbers closest to, without going over, will win the giveaway. And there's a Canadian postal strike, so this will not be mailed out anytime soon. And I'm going away for the rest of October, so it will be mailed out in November at the earliest. Hi, Becky. Okay, so let's start the giveaway, and then I will show what's in the giveaway for people just getting here. And you have to be willing to send me your address. Thanks, Dar. Dar put in the stream there that I did with Messy Diane, Messy Palette. Okay, so option 1 is hamburgers or donuts. And then we've got this Devon Rex digital. It's not a sticker, it's just a piece of paper. Oh, Joanne, that's funny. They didn't like your number. Little stencil, Yupo stencil from PMR Studio. We've got some funny, snarky food with googly eyes. Love yourself as much as ladies in commercials love yogurt, and you're the best part of this pit. We got some Egyptian ephemera, courtesy of Joanne. And then we've got this snarky card. You'll be too much for some people. Those aren't your people. And this card, this embossed baby wipe card. That's okay, Rhonda, because it's going to be the first two closest. And this card, you were made to shine, girl. This one's a little bit thick. It's got a domino on it. So those are the two packages for the giveaway. First one closest gets to pick which one they want first. So Rhonda, we're going to count your first number, if that's okay, 49, because we're picking 2 numbers anyhow, and I said don't. It's not fair to other people because I said earlier to don't erase any numbers. So I'm going to erase your second number, if that's okay. And if 50 is called, you both get to win, right? Or 49. Okay. So let's see. Oh, I don't know if this birch tree is going to be ready. That open paint might have been a mistake. It's sure pretty though. Just gonna, yeah, this tissue paper's not gonna, it's not gonna work. It's pretty much dry and it's not coming off. So note to self, don't do that. That's okay, Rhonda. I said the rules pretty quickly. No one's judging. No one's judging. Okay, I think it's slowed down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press, well, get your numbers in. Last call for numbers. Okay, we're going to call that stop. And let's do random.org or random generator. Random number generator. Beth, you missed it. I already put the stop in, Beth. I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Numbers between 1 and 100. Winner is number 20. Number 20. So I like to write down the number because my memory. So, and then we'll check to see which 2 have the closest to 20. So the winning number is 20. That pen's not working. 20. Okay, let's see. So looks like Handy Scandy had 19. And I think it's Jen Wren. Jen Wren and Handy Scandy had 19. So she's closest. Jen Wren had 11. Is that correct? Yes, Dar says that's correct. All right, so Handy Scandy, you get to pick first. Do you want the pile with the collage soup lady, or do you want the pile with the Timmy person? It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Jen Wren. We'll have to put like an extra birthday something in there. Where's that pile of cards that I had? Da, da, da. Gosh, my desk is a disaster. Here it is. Let's see. What's something birthday? Here, we're going to add some sprinkles to yours, Jen Wren. Sprinkles are birthday. Collage soup lady for Handy Scandy. Jen Wren, you get this one. And do you want, for your birthday, would you prefer candy? Just a second. Candy or, I'm going to add an extra one in yours. Candy, pizza. Well, I guess those are sprinkles. Or, I did see a candy one. Where did it go? Here it is. All right, Jen Wren, for your birthday, do you want sprinkles, pizza, or gummies. Hi, Orla. Good to see you. All right, so those won't get mailed out for a little while, but I'm going to put them in a safe spot. And you guys need to send me your address on, you can do it Facebook or Sprinkle, okay? Facebook or Instagram. So this one is Jen Wren. And when you send me your address, make sure you tell me your title so I know that, you know, who you are, that you're the right person. So this is going to Handy Scandy, who I believe is Nancy. And this is to Jen Wren. And hopefully, I don't know how long our postal strike's going to be, but I'll mail it in November if the strike is ended, or if it's not ended in November, I'll mail it after that. I'm not, I don't have access to Beth's Happy Mail list. Here, I'll give you my email. You can email me if that's easier. Okay, write that down and then I'll erase it later. My voice recorded as a text. Ooh, what was I saying? Okay, I'm going to put that on my Happy Mail, outgoing Happy Mail zone to go with the other Happy Mails that are zoning out. That golden open paint is still open. Let's see. The stencil butter's just about dry. Yeah, it's pretty dry. And then I don't think that tissue's going to come up. Here, I'll show you the tissue first. It's a mess. It is a mess. So don't try this. Don't leave your tissue down very long when you're doing your pulls. See? Okay, we got that one okay. This is like, ugh. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm just gonna have to wet it and pull it off. I hope it. Yeah, and then I'll have to soak my stencil. Okay, I'm just gonna have to lift this stencil off. And then we'll have to put that in the sink and get all that paper off of it. That's unfortunate, but we did get some good prints with that. So no use crying over stuck paper. I'm just gonna throw that. I have a tray in here going on anyhow, so I'm just gonna throw that in there. So that's my new stencil. I can't show it to you now because it's full of paper. And some of the paper's on here, so it's gonna kind of be like a collage. So why don't we just go ahead and pick that up. What can we pick it up on? Let's pick it up on Braille paper. That might be cool. So we've got blue and black. Just thinking. Let's just use this iridescent green. You got it? Excellent. Let's do green. Let's be crazy. Let's do green to pink. Just because I'm feeling that's not good. Green to red. This will be a bit of a yucky mix. Zoom out a bit, I think, hey? There we go. Whoops. Oh my gosh. I keep hitting that light. I'm so sorry. Where did I get the Braille paper? That is a very good question. I think someone sent it to me, or I might have bought it from an online auction, maybe from Johnny, Junk Journal Johnny. So if I would have planned this, I would have put my paper, my paint kind of the other way. So that's pretty. Keep your brayer offs, people. Wah! My goodness. God. This is dangerous. I'm living in the danger zone here. It's just, oh gosh. Okay, let's do the paper. So the Braille is going like kind of vertical. Ouch, that's hard on my hands. Oh my gosh. That Braille paper is like, I should use this. It's quite rough on the hands. Thanks, Jen. It is very unusual. I have no idea what it says. Okay, so we're gonna let that dry. Hopefully we can pull it before we're done. We have half an hour. We need that other print, that other plate to dry. Okay, so that one's ready to sit. This is what it's gonna kind of look like. It's kind of cool. See how it pulls. I'm gonna put that under a book though, because it looks, okay. That white open paint is getting a bit better. So let me leave it a little bit longer though. Let's work on our embossed card here. I think we want something, some spooky words, but you know what? I think all my Halloween stuff, because I'm away, I didn't take any of it out. Do I have my, oh gosh. Oh, I'm gonna have to, Okay, I'm gonna not put anything spooky on it because that's all put away. I'll have to, after the stream's done, I'll drag out my my Halloween stuff. But I'm going to show you guys just a sneaky peek of one of the videos that I made. And this is part of it. So sneaky peek, this video is coming out while I'm gone. Sneaky peek. That's all you're going to get. You have to tune in. Okay, let's get some black stickles. And purple. I got purple stickles too. Purple. So I think I'm just going to do like a frame. I do have this purple. Boo, no spooky. I know. I'll get some on there and I'll post it on Instagram. I just don't have it. It's like under a thing that's under a thing that's under a thing. So I'm just going to put a border of stickles. So I'm a little sad that I'm not doing my Halloween journal this year. You could just write boo or creepy in stickles. Just going by eye, no rulers here. I should do a live from the ship or from a stationery shop. You know, I think we're gonna have data, I think. So I might, if I might do an impromptu live from a stationery store in Japan if I get a good enough signal, but it won't be very long. Ooh, I like it. Just draw a bet on there. A boo? Did you mean boo? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, I'm going to do purple here. Oh, this one's stuck. I got to get a pin to clear that up. So whose idea was it to use golden open for a base? Bat? Ooh, a bat would be cool. Just draw a bat. Ooh, I like that. Draw a bat up there. That's a good idea. Woo. Now, just have a bat here. So I'm just going to hold this up first. So this is what we have so far. Got the Stickles. A bat. Can I free hand a bat? That's a good question. I have some bat stamps. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. Da, 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 da. Linda, do I have bat stamps? Oh well, let's try to freehand it. Use one of Rhonda's stamps. I don't think I have the bat one. Hi, Carla. Okay, I'm going to draw a bat first. So to me, a bat has these kinds of wings and then like a little body. And they have ears, right? Is that a bat? Okay, let's do it. Looks like a spider. Oh, it's stuck again. Gosh. Looks like a cross between a cat and a spider right now. This is testing my Stickles ability. Okay. Let's see. Does that look like a bat? Uh-oh, I got my hand in the stickles there. Is that baddish? And let's do another one, a smaller one over here. More at an angle. Stickles are great when they work. It's this purple one that's, the black one's doing awesome. It's the purple one that's giving me grief. Use that to just kind of make his ears. There we go. A black cat on top of the chair. Ooh, too late. I don't have room now. So there's our bats. I might as well just go for it and write boo on the bottom. Hey, Adria. Boo. It's hard to get that Stickles in focus. So there's our creepy girl sitting on her chair. I said I would show you guys my chair stamp though, didn't I? So here's the chairs. There's matching phones too. Where's my other chair? So this is that chair that I used here. This is more the mid-century modern chair that I used when I made my Lucy Christmas cards. And this is more like a vintage type wooden chair. So those are my foam stamps. And then there's the matching phones, since I have my drawer open. Phone. So then we have the fancy schmancy phone. We have the mid-century modern phone, and then we have the old-timey phone. And I haven't had much chance to use my newest foam stamp designs, but I really like them, which are the sketch pods. They're kind of good for Halloween, sketch pods, and then the trio. So those are some of my foam stamp designs. Okay, let's see how our oh, thanks, Rhonda. Let's see how our, oh, it still feels wet. Let's see. Let's see how this is drying. I really want to pull it. We only got 20 minutes left. It's a little bit wet, but if I'm careful, maybe I can. I want to pull it with the teal. Let's see if this other one's dry. The Braille paper. Not quite. And then here's our eye that we did with the stencil butter. See how shiny? So that's dry now. It's pretty dry. Like dry enough I could close the book. It's not going to go onto that side, but I wouldn't want to squish the book. Yes, foam stamps. Sorry, Carla. It's still, oh, it's still dry. It's still wet. See? I don't want to ruin it. It's going to be a good pull, I think. Let me just wipe my hands. Oh, not my dryer went kaput. Parts of it are still wet. Oh, I really don't want to wreck it. It's going to look cool. I'm going to show you here. So we turn it over. Well, this you can't see because it's the plate's yellow. Let's see, because then once I put the paint on, we have to let that dry too. I don't think that's going to be dry. And I'm not going to be here next week to show you guys. Maybe I might go a little long today just so I can finish this. If people have to leave, I understand. I totally understand. Okay, that is still, the Braille one's still wet. The Stickles have to dry. We can work in the Egyptian journal a bit more while we're waiting. And then whoever has to leave, just, you know, check back later. And I'm going to do this pull at the end because like I said, I'm going away, so I'm not going to have time to, I could film it as a short, but then people don't really see that. Okay. So I'm going to just put that there. Let's play in our Egyptian journal a little bit more. Okay, let's work on, we talked about working on this page here, making a pocket for this. I feel like putting the pocket on this side, and everybody voted for the eye. So let's cut the eye out. I think I might, let's see, I'm going to cut it like that. And we'll ink the edges. Thanks to Joanne again for the fun ephemera, and to Zandra. Oopsie, I was going to make a little tab. Let's do that. And make a little pocket tab here. Just to give it a bit more space. Let's see, is that possible? Or should I just cut it? Do we need the space? This is going to go in here. I don't think we need it. It is a nice blue. So this is one of the prints I did last time. That main blue there is the Prussian blue, the Liquitex Basics Prussian blue. Okay. So before we glue it down, I'm going to distress the background. We should maybe put some stenciling behind that one. Or should we put that? Did that, I had that like this. And then when we pull it out, we would see this behind there. That would be cool. but then, I still need to do inking around it. Oh, we want to put this here too, don't we? We should just, let's not do that. Sorry, I'm thinking. So this is going to be in here. We should do that like that, I think. And this can be over here. So let's distress the edges. Bye, Kathy. Thanks for coming. I'm gonna try to last as long as I can to get those birch trees to dry. So this is gonna be an extended live stream. I'm sorry. But if you have to leave, come back and see what we ended up doing. Okay, let's get some wax paper. And we're going to ink the edges. Let's use that blue. So I've got this prize ribbon archival. Should I zoom out a little bit? I think I should. It seems like I'm already off kilter. Let's zoom out a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to do the edges here. Or I could use a blender brush. I think a blender brush would be better. Some of these here. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, Deb, that was from Joanne as well. If you look at last week's stream, I did reference the Etsy sellers that she told me that those came from. So not every page has to have a gel print. Not every page has to be fully covered. Just gonna kind of do this. And then think about what I want to have as my background stencil. I think I'm going to ink the background here, and then we'll use some brown ink to distress it a bit more. Hey Cindy, did I say hi to you? I don't remember. And we could actually, since there's purple, we could do the extra inking in purple perhaps. Okay, and then I'm going to just, I do like using the archival because it doesn't spread onto my hands as much. So it's going to go there. That's going to go here. That's going to go there. We're going to do our black with that this crayon. Oh, and here's my purple. Do the black. Do the black after we do the inking. So let's find a stencil that gives us some Egyptian vibes for a background, but it's not too overwhelming. I could do this one. That might look cool. Let's try that. And you know, worst comes to worst, I I hate it, and I just cover it with a gel print, right? No use being like super precious. So you guys don't often see me doing this kind of paper crafting, I guess. But I do love making journals. And sometimes I feel like, you know, maybe I should stop live streaming so that I can do all the different things I want to do. And then I'm like, well, maybe I should just do them. Joanne says the purple image is from Susan Sedone Boulet. Is that the purple card? Did you send me that card, Joanne? Well, this has a cool story behind it too, so I'm glad I'm using it tucked in a pocket. Whoops, and not just gluing it down. Okay, so I'm getting a bit too overzealous here. I'm not getting very blendy. Da, da, da. And then I might do brown over top the whole thing to tone it down. We'll see. Joanne says, I may have used lots of her cards. So do you think that's an art card that you sent me? Because it doesn't have her name on the back of it. I can read the back to you guys in a minute. So I'm holding the stencil down quite firmly. This is one of my bridge designs, bridge style 2 or 3, I think. Thanks for hanging out with me, people that are staying, and I appreciate people that were here the whole time too, and the people that had to leave. So that's kind of cool. Now I feel like adding brown. Do I want to add a bit of brown? And then that's going to go there. There's purple in here. Let's add a little bit of archival brown. A little bit of this. Okay, and then these I just clean on a baby wipe. And then I kind of dry it. Well, thanks, Diane. I'm going to be, my videos that I'm going to be releasing while I'm gone, I have them set to release at a little bit earlier than what I usually go on, so that if you're looking for me on Wednesday, you forgot I'm away, you should hopefully be able to find it. See, that was a bit too much there. We'll do it more pronounced. Let me get this thing. I think this will give us more of a brown edge. And my iPad is gonna run out of battery. So I'm just using this pad so that it's maybe more pronounced on the outside, and then I'll kind of bring it in a bit. Okay, how's that looking? And then maybe I'll go over top of that with the blue to give it, to fill in the space a bit. Let's see. I'm just tapping lightly on the pad. That's too much there. It's hard to ink evenly. I'm not the best inker in the world, but that's okay. That's going to be under the pocket. Okay, so that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. The blue, the brown. I think we need to add some brown to this other side now. And then I'm going to check on the birch trees, see how they're doing. Okay, that's going to go here. Okay, and then I like to put, I'm going to use this art crayon, and I'm just going to do that. What I've been doing on the other pages is I've just been going along the outside with this. This is a King Art crayon. Whoopsie. Went to skew. Okay, let's just rub that with our finger. Okay, and that's going to go there. That's going to tuck in. That's going to go here. Like so. I like that. It's subtle. And then we're going to put this one over here. And we could add, we could find something else. Let me just check the birch trees. Almost there. Let's see if I can get my fan to blow on them a bit more. Whoops. Sorry. Oh, she's a mess. And the Braille paper's not ready either. Okay, so let's glue that down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of put that like so, and I'm going to use the glue on here. To make my pocket, and then we have to let that dry before we can put the the card in it. But I'm going to use that wax paper to hopefully keep it open. So something like that. And then that's going to fit in here. And then we can add, it's going to weight that. And then did I have that higher? Maybe I had that higher. My iPad just died. Okay, let's glue this down with our tape. Tape, tape, tape. With the little tape, not the big tape. Where did I put it? Okay, it's almost ready. Where did I put the little tape? I don't know where it is, but I got this tape too, which is two-sided tape. Bye, Panka. Thanks for coming. Hi, Laura. I'm going a little overtime today. I want to get my birch trees pulled, so I'm just waiting for them to dry. I used open paint, which takes a long time to dry. Even for me, things dry really quick where I am, but now I didn't look to see if we wanted to ink. The edges are pretty good as is. You just got back from the hairdresser. Nice. I went to the hairdresser on Monday. And you might have noticed today my hair was a little bit shorter, a little bit crazy, and a little bit darker without all those highlighted roots. Okay, so I'm gonna have to move this wax paper out of the way. Okay. And let's put that on this side, I think. Maybe we'll put it there. Do you guys like the ink thing over here on the left or on the right? If I put it on the right, I think I'll need to do something else over here. And I think I need to glue that down just a bit more. This would have been cool too. Let's see what people say. I'll have to look at my phone now. I feel like I need a bit more. Not sure. On an angle? I don't know if I don't think I like the angle. Apple likes it over here. I don't mind it there. Even add Just looking. Could add a bit more inking just to balance it. If we put a bit more, like a darker blue over here, I think that would be okay. Let me just get my tape. Everybody else does the other side. Over here. But if I put it here and I add more blue here, let's just see what that does. I'm just going to tape that like that and add some blue just to balance out the blue over here. And then I'm going to check my stencil, my birch trees, see how they're doing. This is a stripper, I think, from PM Artist Studio. I can't remember what it's called. I've had this a long time. There, what about now? Do you guys like it on the right now that there's like extra blue there? I think I have some people liking it there. I mean, we've got the purple up here. I like that when it's tucked in, you just see the moon. You don't see the whole figure. This says Isis and Osiris. So I'll read that in a second. Let's go check on the stencil. Oh, it's still wet. Oh my gosh. It's getting there. Okay. I'm going to pull this. Let's just glue this down first. Oopsie. I'm going to just put a little bit of tacky glue and then glue stick so it's not too wet. A little bit of tacky glue. And then I should really have a wax paper. And my hair wants to go in there. There we go. Okay, let me pull this other print and then we will read that Osiris thing. Where's my lid? Oh my gosh. Here it is. And I could use a gold gel pen to outline the eye too. That would be cool. And put some gold dots around here. Or that might be too fussy for what we're trying to do with this journal. Okay, let's pull this. So this was the Braille paper with a little bit of the stencil, the failed tissue on the stencil. So there we go. So that's something. And then there's this paper here. That's the medical exam paper that got stuck in the openings that stayed on the plate. So it kind of collaged them off. So it doesn't really look like birch trees, but it has a cool feel to it. All right. Let's just do it. Let's go for it. It's kind of still a little bit wet, but not too bad. So let's get our paper ready. And I'm going to just try to roll in one direction so I don't smush things too much. And I'm going to use this 32-pound hammer mill paper, pick it up. And we're going to use, I don't think I want shiny. I think I want either this teal or this blue violet. I think this is too green. This one's too green. I really want to do this one, I think. Or I can't do an ombre because I'm worried about smushing. So let's use the teal. Fingers crossed. I can't see chat right now because my iPad is plugged in and I'm not standing up to see my phone. Okay. I'm not pushing too hard. I don't want that white paint to come off or to spread too much. Okay, so far so good. I think we're okay. I don't think it's spread too much or smooshed. And I'm almost off the paper, so we'll have to do a lot of trimming. Oh dear. Dear me. Okay, let's burr this off. Okay. Thanks for hanging in there with me, everybody that stayed. Okay, I hope that white is going to be opaque. Let's see how it's going to... Ooh, I think I'm going to like it. I think I'm going to like it. Okay, now we're going to let that set. I'm going to put it over there. And then our stickles are still drying, but we have our boo card. Boo. So I have to pull that still. Okay, let's get our book out here. Let's get our Egyptian book. So I feel like it needs a bit more glue there. Okay, let me read this to you. Isis and Osiris. Move this out of the way. In ancient Egypt, Isis was among the oldest of the goddesses, the mother and giver of all life. A moon goddess, she gives birth to sun, creates and sustains all life, and is the savior of all people. The teacher of agriculture, she is also the goddess of medicine and wisdom. Osiris was her brother and husband. Ooh, that's creepy. When Osiris was murdered by his brother Set, Isis searched for and found him, revived him, and conceived their son Horus. Wow. When Set again took Osiris and scattered his body in 14 pieces, Isis hunted down each piece except for his reproductive organs, which she was unable to locate, in order to give each piece a proper burial. Isis is the universal goddess representing total femininity. She can overcome death itself, yet she is not above grief. One of her tears, wept when Osiris was dying, caused the Nile River to flood. She underscores the depths of emotion that even a goddess must feel. Susan Eleanor Boulay Trust. Goddesses knowledge cards. So this is kind of neat because we have an eye, and this could be like represent the tear that flooded the Nile. There we go, and that's her weeping over. That's a little bit complicated family history there. Okay, now I feel like I'm not sure if I want to add more to that, but I definitely think we need to tack down a little bit there and there. I'm just going to use I think I'm just going to use a dimensional so that it's sticking up but attached. Is that crazy? Is that crack? Now, when I get back from my vacation, I suspect I'll be in the mood to do more Asian themed journals. So I'm not sure when this Egyptian journal will get pulled out again. There we go. Oh, there. Okay. I feel like this needs something more. I like how you can just kind of see the purple coming down here. The purple's very soft in the background, and this the shape is kind of repeated on different parts. So there's a quick flip through so far. See, that stencil butter's already dry. And then, okay, I don't know that that is going to be ready to pull. Not quite. Let's review these other prints. So we made these eyes with the stencil butter, so then we can rip these off. Like, these could be fun additions on some of the pages. See, so we could add that. I'm not going to add it here because it's already there, but let's see. Could add it there. We're not going to though, but so we'll add those in there somewhere. Let's see if I can put this fan on that one print. The fan's charged enough, and then we'll be able to pull it, and then we'll end the stream. I feel like there's something someone asked me last week. Oh, I just remembered what it was. I think Joanne asked me, is the gold leaf embedded in the paper now? And I thought she said in the plate, in the gel plate. And I said, no, it's not embedded in the gel plate. But yes, so the acrylic paint, so when you have the gold leaf on the gel plate and you pick it up with acrylic paint, that acrylic paint basically adds as a glue to attach the gold leaf. Okay, so that's, I don't have to seal that. I didn't have to, you know, spray it or anything. That is embedded on there. So I meant to address that. Okay, so then we have this print here. Bye, Casey. Good luck. Have a good day at work. And then these ones turned out pretty good. I think the pink would be cool, like on a tag. And I think this one would be cool, just glued down as a background. And then we have the black. We could even glue this. We glue that on top of the black one. That would be something to try with the stencil too, would be to layer them, transparent layers on top of each other. This one, I really like how it turned out. That was just the flop off onto a dyed paper that I had done. So that's the other side of this one. But that's pretty nice. I like that. This was just taking the paint up twice on this piece of black paper. This was a brayer off and then nothing exciting. And then this one here, I liked how it pulled off some of the black. That's what I was trying to get more of when I wrecked what we were doing. And then this is the black and orange overlapping. So again, that's the Birch Forest stencil. It only comes in the 9x12. And then this was the one we did with the Braille paper. So that's kind of cool. Doesn't look birchy there, but that's okay. And then there's, when I do the pulls with the Braille paper, there's like a little bits left over that I think look cool on black. So I think it's almost ready. And then here is our embossed Inky Babywipe card with some hand-drawn bats and a boo. And that's ephemera from Joanne Newman. I think she sent me that. And then the chair is from my one of my foam stamp designs. And then that's the embossing pattern. See how it doesn't really keep past, that's why you have to glue it on the cardstock, because it doesn't really keep it past the cardstock. Okay, I'm gonna put that back where it's gonna be safe. All right, let's see if this is ready. It's ready. Here we go. I like it. The pink turned a beautiful shade of purple. Oh, one of the little pieces right there came off. Oh, I want to glue that back on. Okay. I think what I'm going to do after the stream, because I want to show you guys this now, is this little eye here. I'm going to use some matte medium on the eye, and I'm going to stamp it back onto here to glue it back on. But I don't want to waste your guys' time because I've already gone over. Ooh. All right. So here is our final pull from the Birch Forest. And I love it. Yeah, ta-da! Worth the wait, Jen? I'm glad you think so. And then I totally put my paper like right on the edge, so I'll have to cut that off. But that's going to go in the keeper, the gel print keeper book once I glue that eye back on. There's a little bit of that was left over from the Egyptian print, but I think it's okay. It just adds a little bit of something. So we did a lot today. Went about 23 minutes over. Apple says, I don't see any of us complaining about the length of your live stream. Well, I'm glad. Thank you. So I don't know what my thumbnail's going to be. You know, that's always a struggle for moi. I don't know if less is more or more is more, or I think we'll do that one. I think that turned out pretty good. Maybe we'll just do those two. And I'll just write in the description that there's some Egypt journaling in there. So I'm really happy with this Egypt journal so far. Thank you to Zandra and Joanne for sending me all of the fun ephemera. We did this one last week. A similar technique to this one, except instead of using white, we used that graphite. No, we used the ivory black. We used the ivory black, and then we used different colors. And then this one, the final pull was with gold. This one, the final pull was with teal. So that's how those two kind of are similar in technique. So I guess thanks, Linda. I'm sure I'll talk to you before I go. And thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks, and Jen. Yeah, so check out my videos that I'm going to be releasing for the rest of October. And I'll see if I can do like an impromptu live from a stationery store, depending on the data and all that stuff. And when I come back, we'll do another giveaway with some fun stickers and whatever I was able to find, maybe some washi, I don't know. And the giveaway from today, that's going to get mailed out sometime in November or when the strike ends, whatever happens first. Okay, well, thanks, guys. And have a great week. Have a great month of October. I'll miss hanging out with you guys, but I'll have lots of fun stories, hopefully all good stories to tell you when I get back. Thanks, Joanne. Thanks, Dar. All right, bye-bye.